Styles, and you're watching BrettO Live.
What is going on, guys? BrettO Live back with another video, and today we have the Week in Review episode 148. I cannot believe we are getting closer to 150. It feels like just yesterday was freaking episode 100. Yeah, but we're 2 episodes away from 150. I really hope you guys have been enjoying the Week in Review every freaking Saturday morning, always dropping in, no matter what's going on. But yes, guys, we're gonna start off with Monday Night Raw, which started with a 1-hour start of no commercials. How crazy is that? But they still technically had WWE commercials in there, like WWE shop commercials, little things here and there. So it technically wasn't commercial for the first hour. But anyways, starting off first with the opening segment of the show. It was Randy Orton and Riddle RK Bro going up against Otis and Chad Gable in the Quiz Bowl. Yes, the Quiz Bowl, the challenge made out by Alpha Academy to take down RK Bro so they don't get a Raw Tag Team Championship opportunity in the future. But yes, the Quiz Bowl, it was kind of funny. I mean, it was hysterical at certain points. I actually was getting into it a little bit. Randy Orton and Riddle ended up picking up the victory. There was a bunch of different topics, and then Randy Orton and Riddle ended up getting the last question right and winning. But I was like, okay, end it off there, you know, cut it, you know, that's it. But then Chad Gable just starts lying on the ground. It was just super cringy. Dude just like goes on the ground, starts like having a temper tantrum. I'm like, dude, okay, the Quiz Bowl, that's cringy enough, but like, for him to do that at the end, I thought that was very unnecessary. Which, again, Quiz Bowl was okay, but moving literally right after the Quiz Bowl, Street Profits ended up coming out after RK Bro left, and then it turned into a tag team match between Street Profits versus Alpha Academy. This match was okay. Montez Ford, his Tope Con Hero to the outside was insane. He put like his fist forward like he was Superman, and he literally landed on Otis. I thought that was freaking wicked. That's why I got that set up there. But then in the end, Alpha Academy was able to pick up the victory. Obviously, the Raw Tag Team Champions going up against probably RK Bro at Elimination Chamber, so why would you make him look bad? Makes total sense, but didn't really need to see the match. Speaking of a match I didn't need to see, oh my god. Bianca Belair versus Nikki Cross. This match was weak as crap. Wasn't into it whatsoever. Yeah, I'm not really into Nikki Cross's new heel superhero, but I'm still a face type gimmick. It's just garbage. In the end, Bianca Belair was able to pick up the victory. I don't care, to be honest. I could have went without this completely. Oh my god, Liv Morgan versus Doudrop. This match was so whack. Why'd we get this? This was just, I don't know. This was just so lame in my opinion. But it was Liv Morgan versus Doudrop 1-on-1, and this match was super boring in my opinion. Doudrop basically squashed her at the end, literally with like that Banzai drop, modified Banzai drop, and then literally just squashed her. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Liv Morgan loses. Yeah, not a fan. Moving over here, this was actually kind of cool. Moving over here is Mr. Bobby Lashley, the Almighty, coming out in his hometown crowd of Denver, Colorado. I thought it was super cool seeing Bobby Lashley come out to a hometown crowd. People were actually cheering him. He was clapping hands as he's coming down. Like, is Bobby Lashley a face or a heel? Because, like, he was like, I know he's in his hometown, but, like, he was still, like, clapping hands and coming down to the ring and, like, being, like, super cheer for the fans. I know he's in his hometown, but still. So is he a face or a heel? Let me know in the comments down below. I feel like he's a heel, but, I mean, yeah, it's weird. But, yes, Bobby Lashley comes out basically just taunting, Brock Lesnar because Brock Lesnar thinks he's going to take the WWE Championship in the Elimination Chamber, but that ain't happening. So basically just taunts Brock Lesnar the entire time, talks trash to Brock Lesnar because the Elimination Chamber is going to be going down, and then basically just, feeds off the crowd because he's in his hometown. Wasn't bad. I enjoyed the promo. Wasn't too bad. Of course, MVP was out there as well, which, yeah, not too bad. Moving over here is Kevin Owens versus Austin Theory 1-on-1. Of course, Kevin Owens coming to this match wanting to get into the Elimination Chamber. Of course, last week was the first qualifiers match between Austin Theory and Kevin Owens, and Austin Theory was able to pick up the victory in that match, so Austin Theory is qualified for the Elimination Chamber. But Kevin Owens, he went up to Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville. He's like, after he won this match, yes, Kevin Owens won this match with a freaking wicked super kick and then a stunner. I was so surprised when he pinned Austin Theory. I'm like, oh my god. He goes up to Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville. He's like, please consider it. You got to consider putting me in the Elimination Chamber match. You got to. So what I think they're going to do, because Adam Pearce are like, well, we'll think about it, I guess. So what I think they're going to do, they're going to do a third match this coming Monday Night Raw, and then it's going to be Kevin Owens versus Austin Theory again, because WWE likes to do the rematches, we all know that. And then I think that Kevin Owens might win. But yeah, they're definitely going to be doing a third match between these two. I guarantee it. But as far as the match goes, wasn't too bad. Moving over here, it was Damian Priest going up against AJ Styles 1-on-1. in a United States Championship contenders match, basically meaning if AJ Styles wins the match, he'll get a United States Championship opportunity in the future. This match was okay. The ending was freaking spot on. The ending was phenomenal, I should say. So Damian Priest, he's got AJ Styles. He's got him, on the side of the ring, right? And Damian Priest, he's looking to bounce off the ropes, maybe take AJ Styles off the apron, bounces off the ropes, comes that way, AJ Styles flying through the air as he turns around. Phenomenal freaking forearm. It was so beautiful. It caught me off guard. I'm like, oh my God, phenomenal forearm out of nowhere. I thought that was so freaking sick. I loved it. This match wasn't too bad, but the ending was freaking spot on. And of course, that gives AJ Styles the United States Championship opportunity next week. Will he grab that United States title? I think it would be amazing for him, and then just turn Damian Priest heel. I think that would work pretty well. But yeah, definitely give that title to AJ. I think it'll look better on him anyway. Yeah, we just had a bunch of stuff all over. I have no clue how either. I didn't even touch it. Moving over here, it was Lita coming out with Becky Lynch. They had a little altercation. It's okay, I guess. Well, Lita was out there. Becky Lynch interrupted, and this was just okay. Becky Lynch basically just talked about, I used to idolize you, but then you're back, and now I need to take you down. All this bullcrap. I'm like, okay, whatever. Just get to the action. They start brawling. Lita ends up hitting a twist of fate on Becky Lynch. Looking pretty good for her going into Elimination Chamber, I guess, even though she's definitely not winning. I guarantee it. Moving over here. It was an episode of Miz TV, special guest the Mysterios. They just kept going back and forth, basically joking around sarcastically with each other. Yeah, heating up in the ring a little bit. Miz actually mentioned Dominic's dad and the situation, how was Eddie his dad or was Ray his dad, different things like that. So that definitely ticked off Rey Mysterio. But then it led to a match, Dominic versus Miz, rematch from last week, and then this time Rey Mysterio cheated. Rey Mysterio grabbed the leg of Miz. Actually, this time, it wasn't like Miz trying to fall and purposely make it look like he actually fell. But no, Rey Mysterio actually cheated. I was like, oh my gosh, dude, what a hypocrite. He was just saying to the Miz, you're a cheater, man, you're a cheater. But then he just cheated. I'm like, what? Dude, I'm with Miz on this. Miz used a freaking tactic last week. What a genius. But anyways, Dominic was able to pick up the victory after Rey Mysterio did that. It was okay. Moving over here, we had the main event of the show, which was scheduled to be Riddle versus Seth Rollins. I'm like, why are we getting this? Riddle versus Seth Rollins? I was just really confused going to this match. I wasn't into it whatsoever. I was like, why are we getting this? There's no build-up, there's no anything. Why are we getting this match? Of course, they're both in the Elimination Chamber, but still. So the match goes on. Kevin Owens comes to the ring, causes a disqualification, goes after Riddle, which I thought was kind of odd, and then it turned into a tag team match. Kevin and Seth, which was cool to see them tag together, going up against RK Bro, which, this match wasn't too bad. In the end, we saw Seth Rollins hit the curb stomp on Matt Riddle, which I was actually kind of shocked by. And then he ended up pinning Matt Riddle. And then Randy Orton randomly hits an RKO on Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins walks away. So I guess this friendship is still minorly up in the air because Seth Rollins kind of left him high and dry. But yeah, the match was okay. And I like Kevin and Seth together. And I love Randy Orton and Matt Riddle together. But it was an okay way to end the show. I don't know why they just didn't give us this tag team match instead of Riddle versus Seth Rollins. Why trick us with that? Just give us this tag team match. Come on. Just give it us right away. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was kind of pointless. But yeah, guys, that was Monday Night Raw. The show was okay. I was just really bored throughout the entire thing. And give it a 2 out of 5. There was some decent action. I loved the Phenomenal Forum. The Phenomenal Forum was so good. But yeah, guys, that was Monday Night Raw, 2 out of 5 for me. Just continuing the week in review here with SmackDown. SmackDown was honestly pretty freaking boring. Nothing too crazy to talk about here in this show. But we're going to jump into it anyways. Starting over here, we had Roman Reigns and Goldberg getting interviewed by Michael Cole, basically, separately throughout the show. And the interviews were, as you would expect, I'm the head of the table, I'm this, I'm that. Oh, Goldberg's won 170 consecutive matches in WCW. I don't care. I'm Roman Reigns. This, that. Goldberg, he gets interviewed. Oh, the doubters. Oh, this is going to be my comeback. I guarantee I win. So you guys can get the picture. The interviews were okay. I would have preferred a face-to-face thing in the ring. I think that would have been way cooler. But yeah. It was okay, I guess. Moving over here, we had Aaliyah go up against Natalya one-on-one for what feels like the 5th time. It takes WWE such a freaking long time to get their point across. AEW, that's what I love about AEW, man. They literally have new matches every freaking week. It's rare. It is very freaking rare for them to do rematches. But WWE, Aaliyah versus Natalya, this is the 4th week in a row. 4th week in a row. This time dungeon style, which is just winning by pinfall submission, which doesn't freaking matter. Natalya was able to tap out Aaliyah with the sharpshooter. And Aaliyah ended up getting to the ropes anyway, but the ropes don't cause the break because it's the Dudgeon style, which I'm just like, this is so stupid. I don't care. This is the freaking fourth time we're seeing this garbage. Moving over here, it was the guy that beat Seth Rollins at WrestleMania going up against Happy Corbin. And this was freaking whack, honestly. Cesaro. Yes, that's what I'm freaking talking about. Cesaro beat Seth freaking Rollins at WrestleMania 37. Would you believe me if I said that? And here he is on SmackDown taking an L to Happy Corbin. Because Happy Corbin always been undefeated ever since turning to Happy. Yeah, that's Cesaro. This was whack in my opinion. Corbin was able to hit the end of days. Cesaro was displayed terribly in this match in my opinion. I absolutely hated it. And then Madcap's going to be facing Drew McIntyre at Elimination Chamber. Again, we already saw that at day one. What is happening? Moving over here. This match was actually pretty decent. This was the first match on the card that we got. It was Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo, Los Lotharios going up against The New Day, Big E and Kofi Kingston, which is awesome to see Big E and Kofi Kingston back in the ring together, even though they have been teaming over the past couple weeks, but I just can't get over it. It's awesome to see Big E, officially like back in the New Day because he was on Raw as champ, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, anyways, they fought Los Lotharios. We saw this match last week, so yeah, we're seeing another freaking rematch. It was still good, though. I can't deny the fact that it was actually pretty good. This time we saw Los Lotharios pick up the victory instead of the New Day. Whoa! Who would have guessed? But yeah, Los Lotharios were able to pick up the victory this time, and they're basically gunning for the Usos. After the Usos beat the Viking idiots at the Elimination Chamber, it's basically either going to be New Day or Los Lotharios for Mania, which I'm going to guess New Day probably. But yeah. They were Los Lotharios to pick up the victory. Like I said, not a bad match. Moving over here was episode of In Zayn. Special guests Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs. Sami Zayn set a well-executed trap, I guess. He had an electrocuted microphone, which electrocuted Rick Boogs. Distracted Nakamura enough for Sami Zayn to hit a Helula kick on Shinsuke Nakamura. I thought this was stupid. I was watching WrestleMania 32 the other day, and I was like, oh my god, Sami Zayn in the opening ladder match. I'm like, dude, this Sami Zayn is so awesome, and I missed the underdog from the underground. Do you guys remember that? Oh, so freaking good. This new Sami Zayn is so garbage in my opinion. But anyways, it is going to be pretty cool to see him go up against Shinsuke Nakamura next week on SmackDown for the IC title, even though he's not going to win, but yeah, this was whack in my opinion. And then moving over here, we had like the main thing of the show. It was Charlotte going up against Naomi for the SmackDown Women's Championship. This match wasn't too bad actually. Some pretty close calls with Naomi actually almost winning, which I thought was so cool. Sonya Deville was barred from ringside because of Vince McMahon. Because like I guess there was like an email sent at the beginning of the show or something. So I thought that was pretty interesting how Vince got involved minorly but wasn't even there. But yeah, the match wasn't too bad. Again, I thought Naomi was going to win at certain points, but then Charlotte was able to pull out the natural selection and pick up the victory over Naomi randomly, oddly, out of nowhere. I'm like, what? No! Bitch, I'm like, okay, Charlotte wins, pretty obvious. She ain't going to lose that title getting closer to Mania. The match is already set, Ronda and Charlotte. Why would they change that? But speaking of Ronda, Sonya Deville comes into the ring, and then Naomi's like, because Naomi's already like super mad that she just lost the match. So Naomi fires first at Sonya, and then Charlotte comes back 2-on-1. Ronda Rousey comes out, evens the odds, and then helps out Naomi basically. It was okay. I would have just ended it off with Naomi losing. But yeah, of course, you got to build Ronda and Charlotte a little bit for Mania. Not bad. I could go for it, I guess. But yeah, guys, that was SmackDown setup style. In the end, I'm probably going to give it a 2 out of 5. It was a weak show. It was boring. I wasn't really into it whatsoever. But yeah, guys, let me know what you guys thought about the show. Down in the comments down below. And I'll see you guys next time. BrettO Live out.